I know, guys. I know that was such a heavy sigh, but guys, I've just woken up, and I know what you're gonna say. Like, I look good, okay? I was like, why should I come on camera looking bad? You know, I have to look good for you guys. Guys, I'm talking right now. You wouldn't even know what has woken me up. Like, I think it's like currently at like 1 something a.m. going to 2 a.m. And I'm like, I was woken up by my thoughts. Like, you see, when people talk about that sudden urge you get at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to change your whole life, like, guys, I want to rebrand my whole life. I'm going through an existential crisis right now. Pray for me. Oh, guys, let me tell you. And I know most of you go there. Look at me. I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? Forgive me. Pardon me. Pardon me, me ladies and me gents. What is the opposite of me lady? Like, I don't know. Anyway, hi, lovelies. It's your girl, Peshy. And this is Late Night Thoughts, where those 2 a.m. thoughts get unraveled, whether they're deep, whether they're raw, or whether they're spicy, okay? Anyway, it's late, it's raw, it's LNT. Period, baby. Period. Like, let me tell you guys, when I came up with this intro, I didn't even come up with it, you know? During the last episode, the last segment, when I did this visuals, I just happened to say it, you know? And I was like, who's that girl? Okay, like when Aracel said, who? Guys, like, let me tell you, my brain, part of my brain right now is still dead. Okay, not dead, like asleep, you know? My thoughts are not yet arranged or rearranged, to say the least. Like, morning me is not this me right now, okay? So if I lag for a little bit, forgive me, okay? No, actually, understand me. Okay, you should understand me, because Zukunje, you're very understanding, like you're understanding girlfriends and boyfriends, so it's not hard for you to understand me right now. Thank you. I'm so sorry that came out mean. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that, but Kaimekuma va kia to Cinderella. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my god. As I was saying, I came up with that intro and I was like, I'm a rapper now. Like, who wants to go bar for bar with me? Who wants to? Who wants to come to the front? No, but I'm joking. Anyway, guys, let me get to what I was saying, because I'm trying to arrange my thoughts anyway. As I was saying, you see, when you wake up at like 2 a.m. or 3, not even wake up. Well, we do wake up, you know, at some point, because it's like you get that burst of energy. You're arranging your thoughts. Like, there's that clarity. Like, it's a light bulb that goes like, you know, and it's like, you know what have I been doing with my life, you know? And I feel like right now it's big for me personally, rather, it's more of like, because the year is coming to an end and we're going to 2026, like, damn, we're going to 2026. What have I done with my life in 2025? No, let's not go there. Let's not think about, let's not do that. Let's not do that. We've done enough for the night, okay? Anyway, as I was saying, I feel for me, it's because probably we're going to 2026. And also, I found my list. Like, let me tell you guys, I found the list. I wrote my resolutions for the year 2025, like this year, that I wrote. Normally, I write my resolutions on 31st before it hits 12. And then now it gets 12. I pray about it, and then I fold it, and then I keep it away. And then I'm supposed to read it like on December 31st. But I happened to run I happened to run across it today, and I opened it and I was like, guys, let me tell you, I had like the A4, is it A4, the big one, and A4 paper, 2 of them, 2 pages, front and back. So that's like 4 pages written for resolutions of 2025. Yeah, I know. Okay. I looked at it and I was like, who was I then? What was I thinking? But listen, first of all, I didn't want to go through all of it, because I was like, let me save it for December 31st, you know? So I just happened to browse through like the first page, like my eyes, I was like, okay. And then I folded it, but I saw the pages and they shocked me. And I was like, girl, no. And I feel like it's probably because I feel like 2026 is coming, as I was saying. Okay, you see, my brain is bringing me back. It's working. It's starting to work. Okay, but it's still sleeping. But anyway, we don't talk about that. I feel it's because 2026 is coming and 2025 is coming to an end, because we have like what, a month and some few days to go, like let's say 2 months rather, okay? And I feel like with it coming to an end, people are talking about like, oh, I have to get my gym body right. Oh, I have to start working out right now. Like, times 5, because I have to get my bikini body ready. Like, I'm telling myself that as well. But I'm telling myself right now it's hitting hard. Like, it's hitting home. Like, it woke me up and it was like, Kujapa slapped me. Okay. And it was like, girl, get your life together. And why would you do that to me? Like, my mind right now is working overtime. It's racing. Like, Lewis Hamilton has nothing on me. Nothing. Not on me, on my brain. My brain, my mind. Are the brain and mind two different things? Are they two different entities? I don't know. You know what? Correct me, because I don't know. But that, my soul, my heart, my gut, they're all working overtime. They're pitting against each other. And I'm like, guys, relax, pumueni. It's one person. You're all in my body, and I'm the one who has to do this. And I'm like, what are you doing to me? Do you want to end me? Like, what are you going to tell people now that you've killed me? Okay. Oh. Anyway, as I was saying, everything is working overtime to try and tell me that you need to get your together. Okay, you need to get it together, girl. Like, you need to work towards your goals now. You need to work towards your vision. The year is coming to an end, and I feel like that is what is making it even more hectic for me. Not hectic, rather more of telling me like, come on, pick up your slack, pick up the ball. And I'm like, when these thoughts wake us up at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it's like, what were you doing the whole day? You had a whole day to tell me all this. And now you choose, like, when I'm trying to sleep. Like, I've been working the whole day. When I'm going to sleep, I want to rest. I want to relax. But no, you want to keep going. You want to tell me now, you know what? Let's be clear, okay? Let's get something straight. Like, A, B, and C is not working. You need to fix it. And I'm like, I have to wake up and fix it. Because now I'm like, I have this random burst of energy. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I have to fix my life. And it's like, make it make sense. But I came to understand, rather I'm trying to understand, is that maybe in the morning, not even maybe, in the morning when we're going through our things, people have like routines. And if it's either corporate, if it's not corporate, like, you have a routine that you stick by and you follow. And majorly for people who are in corporate, because that is a case study example I can do, you have a routine of where you wake up in the morning, you pack your breakfast, so you eat your breakfast, you go board your matatu or your car and go to work. You have breakfast if you didn't have breakfast at home. Then you start doing your work. There's lunchtime, you do work again, and then you go board a matatu or your car again, and then you come back home, make dinner or not, and then you choose to scroll or not, and then you sleep, and then the morning's the same routine, So we have that routine that's embedded in us, that's infiltrated deep within us, and it resonates with us the most because it's like, that is what I'm used to doing every day. The routine, it's what keeps us sane, it's what keeps us moving, because we feel like, I'm doing work, I'm putting in effort, I'm doing A, B, and C, and I'm progressing, so that routine sticks with us. And there's unnecessary noise in the morning. Well, sometimes it's necessary noise, and majorly it's normally like a lot of noise surrounding the whole instance, whether it's work, whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, whether it's family, whether it's yourself, like whether it's the matatus, like noise, like in itself, like literal noise, and other noise, like what I've said, like friendships, relationships, that other kind of noise. We have a lot that is going on around us, but we don't have time during the morning times to sit down and listen to ourselves, and actually try to strategize and move forward. So most of the times we find ourselves strategizing during the new year, or when we have free time. And even when we have free time, we don't have time to strategize and sit with ourselves and tell ourselves, oh, you know what, let's work on A, B, and C. Like, we've been slacking on this sector, let's do A, B, and C. We don't have that time, But then when we go to sleep, that is when I saw it. When I Googled, I saw like the prefrontal cortex that we have in our brain. That is the part that is in charge for our logical thinking, our reasoning. When you go to sleep, it becomes inactive. So when it becomes inactive, the logical part of like that logical filter kind of evaporates, like kind of goes, because it's sleeping. So now everything else, I don't say it's unlogical, because at that moment, like right now, it's so clear to me, it becomes like active at that point, your other part of the logical reasoning, it becomes active. So everything else is going through your brain and trying to make sense, for you, and to be able to tell you that you have to do A, B, and C. So when it gets to that point, that's when everything comes in play. That's when, and the thing is that I think at some point, like 2 a.m. me is more in control than 2 p.m. me. Like during the day, like I'm not in control. Probably it's because of the routine. Like I want to feel like I'm in control, But at the same time, I feel like 2 a.m. me is so much in control. Like that girl who's at 2 a.m., she's so much in control because she has a lot of clarity. She has a lot of plans and she has a lot of strategies. Let's start there that I didn't have in the morning. And I'm like, where were you? Where were you in the morning? You could have led me, like you could have helped me a lot. Do you know that? But now you choose, like right when I'm sleeping, to come and play. And now you have to wake me up for me to be able to align A, B, and C because you said so. You know what? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But the thing is, why can we not stick to what we're planning or to what we are thinking at 2 a.m. and make it translate to the morning? Because 2 a.m. me is making plans like this fast, and 5 a.m. me or 6 a.m. me or the morning me is like, I didn't accept that. Like 5 a.m. me, that's the CEO, okay? Like Chief Executive Officer. And then us, the 2 a.m. me, and us, because it's a lot of us, we have like a lot of things we're planning, we are the workers, chini ya maji, and we've not involved the CEO, we've not involved her. So when we wake up in the morning, she's like, who consulted me? Nobody. So we're not gonna do that now. No, nobody told me. No, we have a routine. Let's stick by it, okay? Well, you planned. No, I'm sorry. You didn't involve me. Next time, involve me. Involve me, okay? Like, it doesn't make sense for me. Well, it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense, okay? Because it's like, what is the difference between 2 a.m. me and 5 a.m. me? We're the same person, clearly. We're the same brain, clearly. Maybe I might have been inactive at 2 a.m., but now I'm active at 5 a.m., It's the same person. It's the same brain. Like, what is not clicking? What is not clicking, Stephen? Like, what is not clicking? Okay, I don't get it. Because to me, obviously, we're the same person. I don't get what changed in the middle of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. And then it made it seem like there's this huge disparity between the two worlds. Like, it seems like it's two realms of worlds, okay? Because wake up in the morning and it's like, you made executive functions, yet you're not the executive officer. Do you get it? So we're not doing that. You're not sticking to your plan. No, I'm sorry, we're not doing that. And it's like, why? Why? Because when I wake up in the morning, everything is like, poof, it's gone. And it's like, 5 a.m. me looks at me like, who are you? Like, why were you making executive decisions for us? Like, why are you making promises, like TED Talk promises? Like, we can't keep, like you're running on 2 hours of sleep. Like, you're making promises, you can't keep them. You can't keep them. You're not logically thinking, But at the same time, it feels like I'm thinking so clearly. Like my mind is so clear at that point. Like I'm seeing things working. I'm thinking things critically. I'm making analytical moves. I'm making analytical plays in my life, And it makes so much sense to me that it wouldn't make sense in the morning. Like in the morning, I couldn't make that sense, But the thing is that I'm slowly coming to realize is that in the morning, like during the day, life is so loud. Like we have a lot of distractions. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of messages. There's a lot of distractions and interference that we don't get time to ourselves. Like most of the day, we just find ourselves reacting to things more than thinking critically and strategizing things. You're just reacting. Like, oh, you tell me this, I'm like, yeah, I'm reacting. Like you tell me this, like I feel like I'm responding, but in reality, I'm actually reacting. Do you get it? Do you catch my drift? But when it comes to 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., like that moment is when like everything is quiet. Like you're just by yourself. There's no noise. There's no distractions, and you don't have to react. You sit down with yourself, you listen to yourself. Now you start strategizing more, you start thinking critically, And it makes me think that 2 a.m. me is actually more in control than 2 p.m. me. Like, let's face it, Because in the morning, in as much as I feel I'm in control, am I really in control? Am I really in control of my life? Like, that's a sad thing. That's a sad realization. But it's true. It's true, that's logical. You see, that's why 2 p.m. us is logical. Come on now, give us a break. Give us a break, So, like at 2 a.m., like that's when I start to think clearly, like kind of clearly, because sometimes you're just half asleep and half awake. But also at the same time, it's like, shout out to her for real. Like, shout out, you know, because at that point 2 a.m. me is actually working overtime to show me things I actually want, to make me figure out things, you know. And it's got me thinking that the reason why our brain won't shut up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning is because it knows exactly what we want, and it knows exactly what it wants us to achieve out of this life. You know, maybe at this point, like 2 a.m. us is not delusional, you know, because most time we think we're just delusional because we make plans and then we don't follow them through in the morning. And then we're just like, oh yeah, that was just a passing thought, you know? And it's actually not a passing thought though, is it? Because it's so analytical, it's so strategical. Strategical? There's something like that. It's so strategic. Yeah, it's so strategic, and it's so like to the point. It's like it's giving you like a straight line like this. Like, you want to do A, B, and C, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do A, B, and C, you're going to do X, Y, and Z. You know, it's showing you clear lines and clear boundaries that you need to take to be able to align your life and realign your life. And it's like, that is not delusion. How could you call that delusion? It's just honest. It's honesty at that point, you know. And we lie to ourselves so often, and people also lie to us, you know. So why should we not listen to 2 a.m. us or 3 a.m. us? Because they're being so honest at that point. They're trying to show us the direction we need to take. It's just trying to help us figure things out. It's trying to help us figure out our lives. And that cannot be delusion. Like, call it whatever you want, but at this point, like, honestly, it's not delusion. Like, yeah, I've come to that conclusion. That is not delusion at all. That's honesty. And you know what? Maybe the reason we want to change our lives so drastically at 2 a.m. or at 3 a.m. is because that's the only time where we stop long enough to actually listen to ourselves. You know, there's no noise, there's no distractions, there's no messages, there's no interruptions, there's no interference from people, from the world, from yourself. You're just sitting there with your thoughts. Like, it's a blank slate, it's a blank paper, and you get to write whatever you want to achieve. You get to write whatever story you want to direct and redirect in your life. You get the chance to actually realign yourself. You actually get the point where you have to tell yourself that this is the line I want to take, this is the line I actually wanted to take, but I have been taking this and it's not working, so let's reroute that and try find a way to be able to work with A, B, and C, you know. But anyway, as I was saying, I feel like coming to the end of this year and coming to a new year, it feels like I had a lot that I had to achieve, and we kind of tend to beat ourselves down when we go to a new year and write new resolutions, and then it's kind of like, but I didn't achieve A, B, and C, so I have to rewrite it again. And it's like, what did I do with this year? Like, the whole year has gone, 12 months has gone by, I've done nothing, you know. And I feel like we tend to forget that at the end of the day, we have the resolutions we write. Most of us, we end up writing very big and drastic resolutions, and don't get me wrong, that's a good thing to do, that's a beautiful thing to do actually. But the thing is that we forget to actually write the minor things that we have to achieve. We forget that in order to achieve great things, you know, with great things, like you see people say, with great power comes great responsibility. Try translate it to your dreams, to your goals, to your visions, right? The more higher you dream, the more higher the stakes are, you know, and that's a good thing, as I was saying. But the thing is that we have to come down to it. We have to come do and do the groundwork. In every single aspect of our lives, there's groundwork. So let's say you want to become CEO, right? You just don't wake up in the morning and become CEO. You might have written in your diary, I want to become a CEO, or, oh, I want to buy a car, you know, but you tend to forget that that is the big, like, that is the end goal, you know. And before you get to an end goal, there are other sub-minor things, like subtitles. That is the title, okay? There are subtitles below it to be able to lead to that bigger thing, okay? So if either it's saving, if either it's coming with a savings plan, if it's coming with how to garner that money, you know, that is what you should be working toward. That is what you should give yourself, what is it called? Credit. That is what you should give yourself credit for, okay? The small things that lead to the big things. You may not have achieved the big thing, but you've achieved the smaller things, you know. You may not have gotten the car at the end of the year, you know, but at least you've saved something, and that's a start. That's a stepping stone, you know. And that's why I feel like coming to the end of this year, we feel as if that things are just like the year has gone by so quickly, which, trust you me, it's actually gone quickly. Like, I'm not disputing that, but the thing is that we tend to forget to sit back with ourselves and tell ourselves, you know what? I did A, B, and C to be able to work towards this goal. I may not have achieved it at the moment, but I am still going to achieve it because I have put in the work. I have like this amount saved to buy this car. And that's something, it's better than where I started at the beginning of the year where I had nothing, you know, and now I have saved. I'm one step closer to achieving that goal. And yes, it might go to the next year, but who cares? You know, you're running your own race. Your timeline is your own. It's nobody else's. So who are you competing with? The only competition you have is with yourself. And that's the only thing that matters, you know. Nobody else is in your timeline. Nobody else is in your race. You're running this race alone. So why do you have to keep thinking about, oh, how are people going to say this? Oh, what I'm like, it's not about them. Nothing is about other people. This is about you. This is about your own life, your own personal things at stake. Okay, that is why they're called goals. That is why they're called visions. That is why they're called dreams, because they're not the same. My dream is not the same as yours. My goal is not the same as yours. My visions are not the same as yours. Everyone's are different. So why do you want to keep comparing where other people are to where you are right now? They had different goals. They had different dreams. You don't know how they work towards them. You don't know how long they have been saving. You don't know how long they have been dreaming to get to where they are at that point. You know, it's different. So don't beat yourself up. Me telling you this is also telling myself this, because I'm like, you know what? You've done what you had to do. You know, we have to learn how to celebrate the little wins before we get to the major wins, you know? Before you get to a major win, there are minor wins below that, and we tend to forget like how far we've come and how far we've brought ourselves personally, you know? Because at the end of the day, to be able to get to a point where you want to be, you have to be at peace with yourself. You have to actually work on yourself to be like, you know what? I want A, B, and C, but look at how far I've come, you know? So don't forget to do that. Don't actually forget to celebrate yourself in every single milestone, just because you want to celebrate yourself for the bigger milestone. And most times than not, when people want to celebrate a bigger milestone, it's because they want to show other people what they have achieved. You know, like, I'm victim of that. I have been victim of that. I have fallen short of that at some point in time, where I'm like, I want to achieve this like right now, so that I can show people that things for me are moving. And it's like, people don't even care. People don't even care to look twice at your achievements. Do you know, most times than not, people are not even happy for you when you achieve big things, you know? So why are you putting all your eggs in one basket? And that basket that you're putting it in is not your own basket. It's other people's baskets. So it's like you're putting all eggs in one basket that is going to be seen by a whole crowd of people who maybe don't even have your best interest at heart. So why would you do that yourself? You're jeopardizing your career. You're jeopardizing your goals. You're jeopardizing your dreams. All for what? All that is vanity. All that is working towards vain. You know, so work towards yourself. Yes, the year might be coming to an end, but at the end of the day, you've done A, B, and C. You've moved milestones. And if you've not, you still have time. We still have time, okay? We still have 2 months to work to the goal that you're going to now rewrite it again next year, you know? So maybe it's not about perfection, you know? It's about like garnering your steps like one by one, you know? And 2 a.m. us is trying to tell us that we have to take this route, we have to take this step, we have to walk like this, we have to do A, B, and C to be able to do A, B, and C. So at the end of the day, I feel like in as much as we feel like 2 a.m. us is more in control than 2 p.m. us, like the next day us, we have to put it into a mindset that we have to remember it the next morning. We have to work towards it. What this is actually teaching me right now is that we have to trust 2 a.m. us a little bit more, okay? We have to give them a little bit more of grace. We have to trust in the process. We have to trust in their process, you know? We have to trust in that version of us just a little bit more, you know? We have to tell ourselves like, let's try and remember, because at the end of the day, it's not that we forget everything we thought about, because it's given us that dopamine, it's given us that energy rush for the next like 1-2 days, and we'll keep remembering it, you know. But the thing is that when you get to the morning, the noise comes, it all comes back, you know, and it doesn't give us space or time to be able to work on things that we've been thinking about the previous night. And it's more or less procrastination, you know. It's like, you know what, we don't have to do this right now. We have this routine that you're doing. We have evidence that we have to finish today. So let's just push that a little bit further, you know. So we procrastinate it. We procrastinate things that are actually supposed to work for us and are supposed to help us figure out our lives, and we push them to the side, and we tell ourselves that, you know what, we are going to think it again, we're going to act on it later on, but for now we have A, B, and C going on, let's stick to this, and it's like, that is not trusting that version of us, that version of us is actually trying to help us. It's actually, at this point, it actually knows what we want, so it's trying to help us get to our goals, like one step closer to our goals, one step closer to our dreams and our visions, because at that moment is when you get to see you for you, in the morning you can't see yourself clearly. Even when you look in the mirror, you only see the version that day wants you to see, to be able to tackle the tasks that you have at hand for that day. But 2 a.m. you, that period, that version of you is trying to show you the version that is truly you, like what you're capable of, like what you can be able to reach and attain, because it's right there for you, it's there, it's reaching out to you and telling you, I'm right here, come on, reach out and come to me. But in the morning we kind of seem to be like, let's not listen to that right now, we didn't approve of that, so why are we listening to it? Let's keep going with our day, And the thing is that we need to reroute our brains, we need to reroute ourselves to be able to listen to that version of us, to be able to work on things that they want us to work on. We need to be able to find a little bit of space and a little bit of leeway to be able to actually counter those thoughts that come when they tell us, like, let's push it, and be like, you know what, no, let's not push it. Let's try and take like even a quarter of whatever it's trying to tell us and implement it in our day-to-day lives. Like, our routine cannot be too full to be able to listen to ourselves, At the end of the day, if you lose yourself, then who do you have? You have no one else. So that routine that you want to be so hell-bent on working on, that unnecessary noise, the people that are telling you every day and feeding into your brain, that message that is coming in, like, you can push it aside for a while and tell yourself, you know what, let's do a quarter of this task today. The same way you can take like tasks for the day and put it in order of preference and priority, we should be able to prioritize this version of ourselves that's telling us what we need to do to figure out our lives and to figure out ourselves. We need to give it some level of priority, to be able to work on it, and give it time, give it grace, and that's the only way we can be able to match the two versions and become our reality, and be able to forge forward and feel better about ourselves and feel like we're getting a step closer to our goals, a step closer to our visions. So like I said, our 2 a.m. us, that's not delusion, okay? That's honesty. It wants us, like, it's working for us and with us and in us. It's working overtime to be able to show us that this is who you are. This is what you're capable of doing. You want to do A, B, and C, there's nothing impossible for you, okay? There's no, like, when we say that there's no mountain God cannot move, translate that to your life. There's no mountain you can't conquer, okay? There's nothing you cannot do, because I believe in you. And she believes in us more than we believe in ourselves. And that's crazy, because we are the same person. We are not like, it's not like our ghosts are coming out and this is someone different and then this is me and then it's coming back in the morning. No, it's literally the same person. So there's nothing out of reach for us, okay? And we better believe that. We better believe in that version, okay? So again, shout out to her. Shout out to 2 a.m. us, because you know what? She might not have like a plan, like a consistent plan, but she's got clarity. And that's something we can work with that, So you know what? This is actually a sign that every time we find ourselves like at 2 a.m. overthinking, maybe we should just like try to learn how to trust that version of us just a teeny little bit more, and tell ourselves like, you know what? Yeah, I'm listening to you today. Like, you're saying we've got this? Yeah, we've got this. You say we have to implement this? Yes, you're going to implement it. And that's the only way we're going to be able to move forward and be like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this, Like, thank you for the TED Talk. Like, I feel like I've given myself a TED Talk right now and I've given you guys a TED Talk right now, So this TED Talk that we've had right now, okay, let's not forget it in the morning, okay? Let's not push it further away, okay? And listen to it and trust it. And maybe this is when you're going to start seeing change, okay? And at the end of the day, we might not have everything figured out right now, but you know what? At least 2 a.m. us believes that we can. And that's a start, okay? Period. So anyway, I have to go sleep now and stop this therapy session, okay? I hope it's healed a part of you, because I definitely feel like it's healed a part of me. I don't think I've jumbled or mumbled a lot. I hope not. I hope parts of this make sense. I really hope. And if it doesn't, I told you, give me grace. Just give me grace, because I'm half awake, half asleep. But I tried telling you something, I tried telling us something, and that's all that matters. So anyway, that's been it for this therapy session, like this chaos that's been wrapped as a therapy session. Say thank you. You're welcome. So anyway, I'll see you for the next episode. So bye.